Joshua, welcome to Early Days.
Hey, hello, Cam.
I spend my whole life chasing you. When will you come? Come home to me.
It's good to have you, man.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
So, you've been working on Bitspend for well over a year at this point, right?
Yes, I would say that I started Bitspend late 2023, so probably November, December. So yeah, it's gone a long way.
Just going through it now with all the, you know, and just all the learnings and like the starts and stops that you've had to do the past year. Would you have continued to work through it knowing what you know now?
Yes, I think that's a very a good question. When I started at Bitspend, I, I was having lots of trouble just trying to pay for things because I am from a technical background, so and I try to host things on hosting platforms and yeah, just do what software people do with services. But it was very difficult to pay for things coming from my country, Nigeria. And I thought this should not be the best way. Is there no other way to pay for things globally? So and it was during that time I was kind of like exploring Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. So yeah, I think after reading the Lightning book by Mastering the Lightning Network by Ostokun, I kind of like thought that this is actually quite splendid, right? It could actually solve the problem with cross-border payment. So I started working on the Bitspend app, right, which was just an application to enable everyday user to pay for things with through the Lightning Network, right? So you get an invoice, right, and you use our application. You would not directly interact with the Lightning Network, right? You interact with the fiat. We will do the conversion to Lightning Network and send it through the Lightning Network to the recipient. So yeah, I think this product while I was looking at it, I kind of registered for the Beatrust Hackathon, which was happening uh, on December 2023. So yeah, we got selected as one of the finalists. So I was able to pitch the idea the so yeah, it's been a long way, and we were kind of like rethinking of yes, while it was a good idea then, I think we had this issue that, not so many people receive Lightning Network, right? Receive Lightning payment. Like, not so many businesses are open to it. And I kind of like thought, okay, um, it's quite difficult, right, to integrate with the Lightning Network. And yeah, that was where I sort of like started thinking, probably they should not be the first route. And while I was trying to, because WhatsApp we were kind of like integrated with the Lightning Network directly. So I had this issue with using the base layer, right? Using the Bitcoin, talking to Bitcoin natively. And it was such a hassle, right? That many people, many wallet applications, they do not natively talk to the Bitcoin network, to the Bitcoin P2P network directly, right? Which is not secure if you just think about it, right? You're relying on other people's node, and as a user, right, you are relying on the wallet provider to actually make sure that your transactions are going through and are quite and are validated. That, okay, you are receiving this. If anything goes wrong with with the wallet provider network, your transaction can be compromised. So I understand, right? I understand that it is difficult to kind of implement native peer-to-peer talks with the Bitcoin network. It is quite difficult and it's error prone. So that was where the current iteration of Bitspend started, right? So we were thinking, okay, can we make a plugin that would make it secure and easy for anybody, right, to use, to allow them to talk uh, directly with the network, right, and would also allow them to validate transactions, right? So you validate your transaction, you ensure that okay, what you're sending is being sent and what you're receiving is actually quite true. Yeah.
And Joshua, explain to me and for the people listening at home why that is important in a place where you're from.
Um, yes, thank you for that question. So I think um, I would start from like what I feel Bitcoin should be, or what it should allow, right? And the methods or the ethos of a Bitcoin is to verify, not trust, right? You shouldn't just explicitly trust that okay, you're receiving this amount and it's been recorded on the blockchain. You should be able to do um, a little bit of verification too, even if it's just to ensure that your payment, your transaction actually be recorded on the blockchain. And yeah, you should be able to ensure that okay, you actually send it to the network, right? While you're sending and receiving, you should validate that okay, this is actually being recorded on the P2P and net. So yeah, and it has been like I think in Satoshi's talks in the community, he had the idea of okay, a simple payment verification mechanism whereby even though you cannot can use a node, right? You cannot run a node because obviously the cost of running a node can be quite expensive, right? You should be able to at least verify your own transaction. Even if, yeah, you cannot verify for them, you should verify. And I think um, places that are quite disadvantaged, right? That there's no access to like much resources to actually run your node. Yeah, I know that many people will think it's like everybody should be able to run their node, but I think in so many parts of the world it is not easy, right? And these people needs to use needs to use the Bitcoin network because it is them that can be secluded, right? So imagine you have an authoritarian regime and they kind of like block a big should I say big phone that most wallets rely on, right? It will be quite difficult for most applications to operate to operate in that country. But if they talk natively, right? If they talk natively and through things like Tor, it can be very difficult, right? It can be very difficult for you to stop them from using the Bitcoin network. So we know about it, and we want to make it secure, and we want to make it secure and easy, right? Because we know implementing this in all wallet applications can be quite difficult. So what if they just use like a plugin, like a secure plugin, a plugin that they know that would not alter or would not do anything malicious, right? They don't need to trust me, right? They can verify everything, right? Because the plugin is in such a way that you can verify that it's not going to do anything maliciously. So we are just trying to follow the ethos and the Bitcoin people laid that, right? That yeah, you should always try to verify.
Okay, so I think you explained that pretty well. Can you dive into how this plugin would be used in like um in a in a like consumer facing way? Like how do you foresee that the Bitspend plugin being like implemented?
Thank you, Ka, for that question. Yeah, I think I have I think this is the part that I kind of like thought about a great deal. Yeah, because I know that trying to use something like this can be quite it's not as easy as using an API. But we think of the first people that the first users that we are thinking about is just wallet applications or wallet providers, right? So they right now most of wallet provider what they do is they kind of like have an API, right? Whereby they talk to their own full node, right? From the wallet that it's in place to another, right? They kind of call APIs to their own either electors or election, right? They talk to get the details, right? And yeah, it's part of like kind of like it's a way for security loopholes, right? It's yeah, that's gonna be exploited, right? So the way we see it, right? We want to take away the pain of actually talking to the Bitcoin network from you, right? You don't need to be bothered that something can go wrong, right? You just so our plugin is using the WASM standard. So there's a new standard called WASM Preview 2. So it's kind of like how would I say this? Kind of like giving WASM a superpower, right? So kind of like all the I think all the standard things that you would need to be able to communicate natively, right? Random number generation, TCP, and yeah, and some other cool stuff, and also clocks, right? Because clocks are quite important. So kind of like give you a way to create a very super safe plugin, right? And it's quite easy to use. I think later this week, when I have my talks ready, it would show that. But you see, it's quite easy to use. So what they do is they why they creating the applications, why they're developing it, right? For any functionality, just like a library, right? Just like a library, they just I think put in the file, the wasm file, that is a Bitspend client wasm file. They embed it into the application, right? Then put in the necessary hooks, kind of like receive kind of like send transaction, verify transaction. It's a very like it's not so complicated, right? Probably you just have like 3 calls. You would send your transaction, right? Receive transaction that is verified that you have actually received the transaction. I kind of like check balance. All the looking for nodes to connect with, trying to compare the block headers because we are using the neutrino spec. So yeah, we have to download combat block filters and kind of verify. So all those nitty-gritty things would not be, we would take the pain away from the wallet developers. Yeah, we would allow them to just focus on developing a great wallet, right? Either in multi-sig or whatever. It's been developed, right? So we see it as the first early adopters. And also, we know that the layer is coming up, right? And I am quite bullish on the ARK protocol. So something like this would actually take away the burden from any ARK client because, yeah, they are layer two, right? They can allow us to handle the layer one. It will be a very sweet spot because they will not be bothered. Would I do this? Yeah, I don't want to run the full node to do this, right? So yeah, we see first the wallet applications, and also secondly, solutions.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, and please clear it up if I'm wrong, with this WASM client, you'll be able to interface via any plugin that adopts it or that implements it, which will then allow it Rails to send and receive not only the ARK protocol. Through the ARK protocol, will it be able to accept USD or another currency?
Yeah. So yeah, I think Elizabeth was right. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
explain it.
So I think if we think about the wallet application, right, the major thing that is happening is manipulation of users balance, right? That is knowing what coins, what UTXO to send, how to kind of like split the UTXOs just managing of users' UTXO. That is the main concern of a wallet, right? Interacting with the Bitcoin network is a hassle, right? So that is the part we want to take over. We want to take that burden away and even do it securely through the Bitspend network. So that is, I think, if I should if I should think about it that way, I would say we want wallets to just focus on managing users UTXO because that is what they really do best, right? Yeah, the interact with the Bitcoin network is like a must, right? It's just like they have to do this. But what if it can be done? It can be done easier, better, and in a more secure manner. So they just put our plugin, right? Our wasn't plugin into the application, kind of like take away those burden, right? So they all they do is you kind of select the coins that the user should send. You use the client to send it directly to the Bitcoin network, right? Also, receiving, you want to verify that the user has received. You ask our Muslim clients, oh, how can you fetch the latest UTXO, right? That's pertaining this pub key or addresses. Then we say no problem. Yeah, take the UTXO. This is it, right? Then you manage that, install the UTXO, and yeah, you kind of like keep everything secure. I don't know
What
if that is clear.
yeah, I think that's where I'm kind of getting lost at. Like what would be the upside of using the Bits Wasm client as opposed to like Electrum or something else? What's the upside on that?
I think I have like while I was developing the whole when I was working on like working on the first like I was thinking about that, and I think the first thing is mm, provide security, right? You do not you are not relying on other people verifying for you. So it's not for the wallet provider, right? It is for you, the user of the wallet application, right? Because one, you're not relying on an API to give you the data. The wallet application, that is what is on your phone, is directly talking to the Bitcoin P2P network. So it's like a direct connection. So you are not passing through any middleman, right? So gives you that rest of mind that whatever is being sent, you are sure that it is it is registered on the Bitcoin network. Yeah, it's just like I think it's just like taking away the middleman in a sense, right? Because you cannot be sure that the middleman will do it or something, and the middleman might get compromised, and if they get compromised, yeah, you might send a transaction and it will not be sent, or they might fake you receiving a transaction which you did not actually receive. Right.
Has there ever been a compromisation on the other side of that though? Has there been people that have had problems with what you just described?
Yeah, I think I don't know, but I think they like I cannot specifically say um like they like I've come across, but I know that there was a time there was I think a problem with electron servers, which wasn't doing what it was expected to do. I don't know the like this specific thing. Um, but I knew that there was kind of like a glitch with that system. Yeah. So if you talk in your speak directly, right? This like you would be sure, right? You would not rely on the election server to verify that the data you're getting is correct, right? You would be sure because you are receiving from the network that okay, the transactions are verified, and it's to me I see it's more like it's the best of both worlds. But as I mentioned, something like this, I don't think so. It's more or less like, okay, nothing. I cannot think of anyone anything like this that exists. Many do exist as libraries. Um, yeah. So the thing is, it surely would make it more secure, right? But it's like it does not exist that we have not seen. Therefore, we don't really know if we need it. Which I think is it's quite okay for me, right? Because we have to prove that, okay, this is actually better, right? This is actually better than relying on API code. Because I know, like, before things like electoral rights and electoral, yeah, there were other alternatives, right? Until that came out and showed that, okay, you could do it in a more secure manner, right? And we are saying it would actually increase the security of that even further. So yeah.
To me, it sounds like it's gonna take some time before we actually see the benefits of it. It sounds like it's gonna require a wallet or even like a bit wallet. Or
Yes.
do you have plans on doing that later after this, or is this?
Yes. So
Yeah.
I think one thing that I think I'm working on right now is because I'm trying to I want to release an MVP, but the specification, the wasn't specification that we are using is very new. So most of the things that I should be dealing with, I have to deal with, right? Like a key value store, right? It doesn't exist, right? Because they provide you with native file system calls. So yeah, you have to really try to uh, create something to store keys and values, right? To like a database, you have to create something to try to make that. So all these things, I'm working on them while I keep working on the main bit. So yeah, it's taking lots of time, but I believe if the MVP is ready, probably it will be this year, uh, early this year. So I think, yeah, I will start thinking about the integration because I think like you said, uh, people have to see, like people have to see, and I need to show them that, okay, this is not slow. It's actually better. It's quite secure, and yeah, you and it can be used in places that so many restrictions have would not allow such the conventional way of API being used. So I think when I have the MVP ready, MVP ready, I kind of like prove that, yeah, it is very much needed. I think, yeah, I think things will be better.
That's good to hear. It's good to hear. Yeah, I think the sooner the better we can really see once we get it out there in the wild. Um, all right, let's dive into a little bit about um, your background, Joshua, and like how you found Bitcoin and why you chose this subset to work on, specifically the whole Bitspend stuff. But yeah, give us a little bit about your background and how you found your way into Bitcoin.
So I think I am firstly uh, a software developer. Um, yeah, I with interest in economics. Yeah, because I'm soon getting a degree in economics. So I think my interest for Bitcoin started fairly late because I had been exploring cryptocurrency for a while, but I was pushed or I was something a little bit by the Ethereum simplicity in a sense, right? Yeah, because yeah, you could just interact with the smart contract. It's quite it's not so difficult. Yeah, you don't have to deal with the UTXO thing and everything. So for a while, I was exploring with the Ethereum model and yeah, kind of like an account model method. I would say my interest in Bitcoin specifically it was around the 2023, I think early 2023, when I was expressing such problem. So I am coming from. from the need, right? I want to use Bitcoin for payments. Right? That is why I am in Bitcoin. I know that it's a good form of money. That's why I don't choose. But I am not in it like for the store value pass, but basically. But I want it. I see it as a technology that could actually accelerate global payment. And again, let's see if it's just sending Bitcoin to a person one another or through using the layer two, right? I that is what that is what I want to use Bitcoin for. So my background is it's in I would say in blockchain space for quite a while. Yeah, exploring Polkadot for a while, building on top of a substrate for I think a year now. So yeah, the previous project I had was I was trying to build I would say a patient electronic patient record system. So I was trying to use that blockchain to kind of like bring together different hospitals and make them corporate to share users data secure. Yeah. So while I was working on that, it was quite difficult. Like I think the healthcare sector is quite difficult to actually innovate in. So yeah, I think it was after that I was like just working. Yeah, my previous work was also related to cryptocurrency because my previous work I was I was part of a team which was charged with ingesting users' data from different cryptocurrency platform to kind of like give a holistic view and enable them to file taxes accurately. Yeah, so I think it was during that time was how they were lighting payments and kind of like, oh, what is this lighting network? That was when I said, oh yeah, since I'm done with my healthcare thing, it's not really working out, and I am having issues with cross-border payments. Why don't I try to build something with the Lightning Network? So that was how I got sucked into Bitcoin. I found out that it really is a great technology. So, yeah, without the Lightning Network, I have to say that I wouldn't have actually gone through the rabbit hole of Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Lightning Network definitely brought a lot of people into the space that probably wouldn't have came in otherwise. It's just that it was that aha moment, right?
Yes.
Um, can you talk about Bitshala? Because it looks like you went through a little bit about that. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So I am currently a dev fellow at Bitshala. It's an organization that um, tries to educate and tries to like bring people, both developers, designers, and everyone specifically, right? Everyone has a skill set to to contribute to the development of Bitcoin. So yeah, I am in the development track, and I am currently working on part of a team that's currently working on what we call a silent payment in the indexer. So yeah, it's still related to Bitcoin payments because, like I said, that is what I am here for. So what a silent payment is kind of like um, providing user a secure way to be able to share a single address, right, which cannot be traced on chain. So I give a user my address to send Bitcoin to, and they will send it to an address, but it cannot be linked to the address I gave you. Yeah, which I think it's a very big security improvement for Bitcoin. Not only that, he also improves it in UX because now you can have like an account address and and just give you account number and just give use everyone the account number, and yeah, it would not be traced to that account number. So I am from Nigeria, and I think I should be the only Nigerian dev in the fellowship. Yeah, it's mostly for Indian developers and Indian uh, um, professionals interested in Bitcoin. So yeah, they do have bit devs. They do. I think there was a summit. Should it be last year? December, something. Yeah, I think let's say November. So yeah, it's a very active community, which I really like was fortunate to hear about. So yeah, it's just that the distance is just so huge. I cannot participate locally in those
How
events.
how did they find you, Joshua, or how did you find them, vice versa?
Yeah, it was quite an interesting thing. I think I was going through Bitrostar. I think they also have a kind of like a fellowship track. So I was going through it, and um, I think there was a change of strategy because I think it was taking so long, and yeah, I was itching to actually get into the community to start contributing in a sense. Yeah, so I kind of like I think there was a post regarding uh, Bitshala needing devs for a particular set of projects, which a silence payment was one, and that really caught my eye because yeah, I have researching about silence payment for a while before that, and yeah, so I reached out to Raj, which I think is a coordinator of yeah, and I explained that my background, and then like I think it gave me a month of trial to see if yeah I can actually do the work. Yes. So yeah, that's how it went.
Cool. What what's the Bitcoin space or what's the Bitcoin, I guess, ecosystem look like in Nigeria these days? Is it pretty frothy? Is there a lot of people building or
Um yeah, so I think we have a very um good ecosystem. I think there are lots of fantastic people doing wonderful things, both to educate people and both to create products. Yeah, that makes using Bitcoin quite easy. And I think Bitrust actually contributed quite a lot to that uh, development and progress. Yeah, so it's quite active. I think it should be one of the most active Bitcoin communities in the world, right? Even better than in Texas. Yeah, it's quite active.
what do you guys do over there? Do you guys have parties and get-togethers and stuff like that?
So they do host big devs, I think, in three cities. And I have attended once, so we did not host it in my city, so I had to travel to that city to attend. And most of the time, the timing isn't quite right for me because it is towards the end of the month, and towards the end of the month, yeah, I don't think I want to travel that distance. Yeah, but they do the big devs is one, and the Twitter space they do host uh, um, Twitter events regarding the Bitcoin and the society, Bitcoin and inflation, like those economic discussions. Yeah, and education is also one of the big thing. Yeah, and yeah, it's quite good, and I think I am trying to contribute more in the development side, right? Not although I am getting there, but yeah, just trying to develop uh think more, should I say, yeah, just try to make payments with Bitcoin is easier because so many that develop so many people, so many Bitcoiners from Nigeria are very interested in the Bitcoin as the medium of payment, and like especially way from the uh it's in the deep south. I've forgotten, but there's a word that is being used for the disadvantaged community. We very much we really want to use Bitcoin as a medium of payment, and so many ideas and so many products have been developed that is trying to make it easy. And I think I have also tried to contribute in a sense because I think we really user cryptocurrency formatted movement quite a lot. And yeah, Bitcoin it should be the bulk because it is the soundest money that should exist. But yeah, it is fraught with so many things, right? It's fraught with so many challenges, which I think we are eager on this path, part of the world to actually solve.
That's great to hear. Is do you guys do y'all leverage the Lightning Network, and are you able to pay with things there, or at any of these meetups or anything like that?
So I think the African Bitcoin conference was one of the places where people use Lightning Network to pay for the things. Yeah, it's I think the enthusiasm in regards to the usage of the Lightning Network is quite huge. Like we do love our Lightning Network, to put it in that sense. But yeah, I also have my reserves when it comes to the Lightning Network because yeah, in as much as I do know the Lightning Network from many parts of the many from this side, it is mostly custodial. Yeah, it is mostly custodial, which it might be a good thing, but like I said, like what I'm trying to build is I do not like custodial shit because it can be used as a tool for the government to suppress freedom, right? Because I know that many are integrating uh, uh, KYC, which it's not bad per se, but yeah, it brings about surveillance and Bitcoin is a no, it's a money for all, right? It crosses border, right? Let's just try to use it the way it should be used. Right. So yeah, that is my result rather than that. And I believe it's getting better with so many innovations.
No, thanks for sharing that. I mean, that's good to hear that you are aware of the limitations of being a custodial wallet, and why non-custodial is the way to go. Can you talk about, because I've seen you written about ARK before, and you brought it up earlier, and just want to hear your take on why you think the ARK protocol is such um, a unique step forward for Lightning.
Um, yeah, I'm so glad you brought up that question. Um, so just a few disclaimer. I'm not like a very good. I'm not the best technical person for this topic, but I have experimented with the Lightning network while I was developing the first iteration of the Bitspend product, and I realized some of them, right. Lightning Network is a very great tool. It's a very great technology that can improve the speed of Bitcoin, but it has one flaw, which is the complexity when it comes to dealing with liquidity. Yeah, so I don't know if that complexity can be solved without having a custodial nature. Because as a user, I am mostly concerned with amount I am paying forward. I should not be concerned with amount I am about to receive. If Bob wants to send me 10 BTC, I should not be concerned if I can receive 10 BTC. Yeah, and I also find the whole contract nature of Bitcoin quite tedious. Yeah, I do like the technology, but I think it's a technology heading towards being custodial in nature, because that is what most of Nigerians use, right? Without even knowing it, right? Because that is what is accessible here. And yeah, while shifting away from the first model of Bitspend, I kind of was distraught because this was the technology that has brought me into Bitcoin, and it was quite. I think it was quite. It was not so good for me to see that. Oh, I am not liking the direction of the technology. Yeah, while I was just researching, I stumbled upon ARK, and I kind of like thought, oh. Like after reading, I'm trying to understand. Like, oh, okay, this is a pretty simple idea, right? So the way I would kind of like explain ARK to you is ARK is like XML. I don't know if you're familiar with XML. So like it was a precursor of JSON, right? And ARK is like JSON, right? Although XML is quite sophisticated, right? But its usage it's also quite complex. And JSON, although it seems easy and seems like easy to misuse, right? But it's quite simple in its operation. And ARC is that. ARC is a very simple rule of layer two that just uses that just batches users transaction in a tree, right? And it kind of like retains the UTXO model of Bitcoin, right? It doesn't do anything to change it, right? It doesn't initiate contract address, right? It just retains how you see Bitcoin, right? As like a way of sending UTXO and stuff, right? And just tries to share the cost of initiating on-chain transaction, and also it makes it faster because you you are just manipulating the tree, right? You are manipulating the tree, and peradventure if the whoever is operating the account goes offline, right? All the user can still recover their funds. So it's a very simple way to recover your funds. You just broadcast the tree of transaction, right? It's quite simple.
Okay. So it sounds like at some point you're gonna try to implement that, you think, or when it becomes more readily available?
Yes, yes, I have been thinking about it. So yeah, I think that will be the future step. If like while I develop the MVP and it gains traction, I think that is the most uh um this organic step, right? Because if I can integrate, if I can wallet as part of bits to spend client, that means any wallet, right? Can just leverage Bitspend clients to just initiate of change and also other financial applications that wants to uh use Bitcoin. So think of a payroll system or a cryptocurrency payroll system. Yeah, they can just plug in into their system and just initiate off-chain transactions to their employees quick and easy, right? So yeah, I am thinking, oh, let's start with conquering the on-chain, right? They start making it easier, secure to do this natively. I kind of like move from the uh, towards off-chain, getting the transaction quite fast.
And how are you looking at it as far as like as a company? And I know you're still building it out, so um, this stuff takes time. But how are you thinking through like revenue and growth and just adoption and stuff like that? Are you thinking about that along with all the
Yes.
other million things to do?
Yes. I was and there as I think I have asked quite a number of my friends regarding what they think of like uh, the whole concept of having this. Yeah, I think what I get the most is it is new, right? It is new. It would need to be battle tested, and yeah, I kind of see that it can be a very long time thing because I think probably there might be instances where a big indexer, right, gets things wrong. Maybe for what are the great deal. So like I'm looking at this Black Swan event, right? That would really help accelerate the idea I have been trying to push. Not to be right, but Satoshi himself because he wanted people to verify by themselves. So I think probably maybe even Black Swan event happens. But I am also thinking of organically just progressing and showing because I know it's going to be a long term thing. Yeah, because the idea seems strange. To me, it was even strange at first before I settled down and I tried to understand why it should not be strange. And in terms of the path to revenue, I think getting the on-chain right is a solid base, right? And I don't see a profit from allowing user to send their Bitcoin to on-chain because they're still going to pay a fee for the miner. The way I see the part of the profitability is with the off-chain, right? With I might be too optimistic, but with the ARK protocol in a sense, right? Because yeah, by offering this as kind of like, oh, we have a Bitcoin supply, but if you want like a pro in a sense, right? You can have it with hack object, right? And yeah, we because to run such a chain, to run such an option protocol, you have to be the sequencer in a sense that will batch all these transactions. So if we're going to do the option, we have to get the system ready to actually handle the option transaction. And this is where I see the path to profitability. Because if we can make it quite easy and fast to set the Bitcoin option using the app protocol to your friends and everyone, kind of like leverage the virality, right? Since okay, it's a plugin, everybody can have it, right? It's not like a separate wallet, right? Every wallet can have it. So yeah, we can kind of like build a system around it. Like, oh, you can use our option stocks, kind of like say, and we will charge the fees that should be adequate to maintain the option system. So yeah, it seems quite far-fetched, but I am really working on I am really working on the path. Although it might, yeah, it seems rudimentary at first because most of the themes are quite low level right now. But yeah, I vividly see the path to a product and a path to profitability.
And how long do you think that would take, Joshua? Do you think that's something that's going to take at least till the rest of the year, or are you thinking 2026?
Yeah, I think in my prayers I have prayed for a Black Swan event, right? So I am thinking 4 years, right? I am thinking till probably 2029 in a sense, to kind of like, um, I plan on releasing like improvement every six months, but I kind of like see good adoption by then. Maybe if our ideas proven to be quite right, people would come around. Probably they would come around. I'm just quite optimistic, but I need to validate the I need to validate in the market. Yeah, within six months, I should be able to validate that it is something that people do want.
Well, that's good. It sounds like you're taking like a very, um, you know, just intelligence approach to expectations, and so that's good to hear. Um, well, let's dive into something that you've written about. It's called the 80/20 principle. Do you know that this is something that I love near and dear to my heart? Um, can you talk about it for the people that are listening to this and what that is?
Yes. So I think it was when I first I think David Watson also read the book. I think 80/20 principle rule. I think it was quite spectacular because it kind of proved that like if you have 100 things to do, right, the most important things would probably be the 80% of them, right? And the 80% of them can account to your most of your growth in a sense or your revenue, right? So I think the examples that were provided in the book 80/20% rule was that 80% of your features amount to I think 60% of your profit or something. Yes, something in that ballpark. Yeah, so I kind of like try to apply it to myself because I am I can get stuck trying to solve everything. Even in the basement client, right? It was the same thing because when I started, I tried to use so many libraries, but it turns out that so many libraries are incompatible with there was the new Wasm spec. So I couldn't use because I am using Rust, so I couldn't use Rust to Bitcoin. I couldn't use BDK wallet language. But what I think Rust Bitcoin is getting better. So most of the native things to talk to the internet, I have to write it by myself. And yeah, with the help of GPT also. Uh, yeah, so that's really took lots of my progress, because I think by now I should really have something. Yeah, because now I have to take with the bugs that I have created, and also like I mentioned the key value store, that there is no database that I can use as of now. So I have to write a miniature database, which took like I think a month of my time. Yeah, because I had stopped and because yeah, I studied those things in my computer science degree, so I had to go back to try to understand how to implement those things again. Yeah, so it's really took, and I'm not still sure that it actually works quite well. Yeah, it's still just one of those things. So, but when I realized that there are so many things to do, I just kind of like, okay, let me take a step back, right? Let me just focus on the core things that would actually get me to MVP. So yeah, I just realized, okay, probably I should stop dwelling on the keyboard stuff too much, and just keep moving, right? Keep moving. You will develop bugs, you find bugs. Yeah. So yeah, it has up to me in kind of like living my life, and also how I tackle working on technical challenges.
Yeah, I love it. It was great to read it this week before we were getting ready for this recording. You put 20% of customers provide 80% of revenues, 20% of products provide 80% of profits, 20% of employees provide 80% of benefits, 20% person of the time spent in the office provides 80% output of that day. Pretty good.
Yeah. So I also do philosophy in my spare time. I think I don't have I think I have one or two philosophical discussions in I think in the medium. So
It's great stuff. Is there anything that you think in the big space that you wish you could change? Um, that you wish it was a little bit easier?
um, I think I think I do like the discussions like in the Bitcoin community. Yeah, people might not be fan of the argument and stuff, but I really do like it. I don't know, because maybe I do like to argue regarding things, but yeah, I think it's an healthy thing. It would not be good for Bitcoin to turn to like some other chains that just follow a single leader, right? That would be disastrous, right? Let me compare like battle and the rest. But one thing I would like to see done is like discussions more on Bitcoin as a medium of payments, because I think so many technical talents from the deep south, they might not have value to store. That is the truth. They might live um, daily on a paycheck to paycheck, right? And they're never thinking of storing the value that they don't even have. But they want to be able to work and receive a fair wage. And the only thing I see as of now that can actually make it possible, the USD accounts on those still are not possible. Yeah, I have tried a lot, right? I have tried a lot, but it's just a hassle. Yeah, but with the Bitcoin, it is very easy for remote workers from this deep south to really earn a fair wage. And I think people are overlooking it for the store value quite a lot of quite a lot, which I think we should really change. And I think innovation, personally, I think I want to see more developers from the down from where they are thinking about um using Bitcoin more as a medium of payment, and kind of like trying to improve it, and just open like an open discussion on it. But yeah, I do see talks about using Bitcoin as an edge against inflation. Yeah, because we have I think 20, I think more than 27% inflation and the rest. Yeah, which is actually a good topic. But also, I would like to see more talks and more discussions and more development regarding like furthering Bitcoin in terms of like as a medium of payment.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, one of the cool things about Bitcoin is it does level the playing field no matter where you're at in the world.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, it's there's the Bitcoin is no different than what you hold in your wallet and what I hold in my wallet. So it's really cool that way. Do you think as far as like employers in the deep south, like you called it, would pay in Bitcoin given the opportunity to?
Um, that's a very good question. So I think I think many companies here, right? One more thing I think one thing is that is quite prevalent is that you know they don't like new technology. I would say probably because of the lack of exposure. Right. So things of this sort that introduce a dramatic change. Uh, yeah, and I think the government has been fighting cryptocurrency at this for quite a while. So like it's like on the legal front, you might have a problem with governments. On the second side, it's like, oh, it's something new, right? It's something that we shouldn't dodge. Yeah, there's just this aversion, but I think there are many businesses. I think after the 8th year, right? There are many businesses that were open to okay, yeah, it seems like it's quite acceptable now. They should pay uh their employees in BTC. Yeah, but it's still a difficult thing. It's still a difficult thing, to be honest with you. It's still a difficult thing because many companies, I don't know if um so because the wages is against it, like it's paid in naira, which is the local currency. So many companies kind of like see that a good thing for them, right? Yeah, because of if you never appreciate, right? Yeah, it means that if the other like I think so many of them store their balance in USD, right? So yeah, when they convert it to be lesser and yeah, so like they do benefit in a sense from having low from paying it in naira, right? And yeah, since we're in Nigeria, they have access to Naira accounts, and yeah, they can just send to their Naira account to Naira account. I think that's why it's not really talked about quite a lot by businesses paying their Nigeria employees. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very difficult thing. Like to be honest, I haven't seen a company in Nigeria paying their employee in Bitcoin, but yeah, maybe that would change soon, but yeah, I haven't seen.
Are they able to swap that out right now for Bitcoin, like with exchanges and stuff?
It's just it's quite. I think yeah, it's quite easy to do that. I mean, they could actually do that. Like there's no technological barrier against it. It's just the perception, the legality, and kind of like what is in their best interest.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was curious how that would work if what the exchange rate was for that.
I think it's like
Okay.
1 6. Sorry, no. Yeah. So for USD, I think it's 1 6, but yeah, for the Bitcoin, probably like 100 and probably in the millions. I think yeah, like 160, right?
Okay. Well, hopefully you can do something about that at some point. We'll see.
Yes, yes, hopefully.
Because at some point you'll be able to make that swap, right? if everything goes
Yes,
according to plan. Yeah.
yes. I mean, like many well wouldn't want to convert to naira because naira is a big hassle.
Yeah, absolutely. Joshua, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate you sharing all that you're working on, and I feel like your heart's in the right place with what you're trying to do with your community there, and so
Thanks.
yeah, I appreciate that. And is there anywhere you like people who are listening to this to go, help you with what you're building?
Um, yes. So I think um on on Twitter it is a boring primate, and yeah, I am mostly active on Twitter. So I would really love feedback as to like I want to hear as many feedback as possible, regardless of how. Um, so like one should mind the one when it comes to like criticism as to if the product would fit right in the Bitcoin space. Yeah, I want to get as much feedback as is possible. And if there's anyone that would like wants to contribute in a little way to the project technically, yeah, anyone is free to hit me up. Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah, we'll put the links in the show notes. Joshua, thank you for coming on.
yeah. Thank you, God, for having me.